Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. It's 5:39 p.m., August the 21st, 2024. Roll call. Jean Vilmares,
It's not important.
Myra Hernandez, Leonardo, present. Mónica Cavazos,
Present.
Graciela Villarreal,
Present.
Jaime Heredia, Andy, Laura Carolina Perez,
Present.
Virginia Lopez,
Morning ladies.
Erica Boteo,
Present.
JJ Flores,
Present.
Lauro Martinez.
Present.
Okay.
Not here. Well, that's with Juan Alemán as well.
Juan Alma.
Not here. EUAs for those.
Okay. Now Jean Vilmares has resigned.
Correct. June 13th.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Approval of the minutes. Have you read the minutes? Do you have a set of minutes here, Trudy?
It's right there. You're looking.
Right, this is
The page number.
that one is, okay.
I'll move to approve minutes.
Monica approves to
Makes a
approve the
motion.
minutes.
I'll second.
JJ seconds. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm trying to keep from writing. See, I'm trying to take minutes too. I'm sorry.
No, you're
It's a
good.
bad habit.
Anybody that's writing minutes should.
Yes, share your paperwork. Citizen communications, is there anybody here that'd like to voice their opinion? Okay, none. Discussion with possible action on the following items. Board chair selection. We have the floor open for nominations for president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, and parliamentarian.
Which one do you guys want to start with first? Do you guys want to choose your president first or parliamentarian?
Let's jump right in. President.
President first,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, those of you who have done this before,
Nominations from the floor.
here's your Post-it, put in the cup. I'll check at the end. Edgar, you can go ahead and choose this one.
That's a tough one because new people, they're like,
It is tough.
I think I met you once. I've known you 3 times.
I would like to also interject here. Don't put me in there because I'm stepping away.
Yeah, I think that's real good feedback. Thank you, because we're gonna.
Yes, I know. It would have been kind of unnerving because I would have hated to have said that after you already placed
Yeah.
my name there. So please don't look at me as an option because I'm literally going to become retired.
But she'll be in the office.
But I'll be hanging out. But don't worry, I'll be hanging out. That's
She can
for
never
sure.
leave KLB.
I'll never leave.
What happens in the event that the person does not want to accept the position?
We'll go to the second, like the second most with votes.
What are we doing now? What are we voting for?
You're voting for
President.
your president.
So it's just open to the floor?
Yes,
Yeah.
open to
Whenever,
whoever.
I'll let you all know who won. I'm gonna let
Who
the
wants it?
Post-it start going
Yeah.
around for vice president, okay?
Okay, let's go ahead and do that then.
Go
Second.
ahead and do.
Is it fair to ask who wants this position?
Y'all can, but I think sometimes people want to be anonymous.
Like, yeah,
No,
like.
he's
for-
saying, what about people who may not
No,
want to accept an office? Should we know before we vote?
Would anybody, is there any position anybody wouldn't want?
I don't want president.
I don't want president. Neither vice president. Neither any position. But
Any position?
because right now, you know, I'm just putting up my last semester and I'm actually overloaded with classes, but you know, if
Okay.
it needs to be done, then
So no position for Graciela. The other people we have here as well are Virginia, Jaime, I'm hoping. I haven't heard from Jaime. Who's next to you again? Oh, Fontaine, I haven't met that individual. We have Alex, we all can also put in Alex for anything, he will be
Who's
joining
Juan
us soon,
Aleman?
even though he's not in yet.
Who's
Alex
that?
is all
Juan
very
Aleman.
dedicated. Oh, that guy, I haven't met him. But he's on
He's
our
on
board.
the board?
That
What's
guy.
his name?
What about the people who aren't here? Are
One
they gonna
other
be
one.
able to vote? Are they voting people?
Well, they won't vote right now.
No, the two for sure that I know, there's Jill, I mean, actually the three that I know for sure, there's Jill on our board, is Virginia, Myra, and Jaime, and I would say from those three very active, I would say Jaime.
No, but I mean,
Grayson.
like, how are they gonna vote? Like,
Oh, they
They-
will be
they
able
won't.
to vote.
Virginia's
Right.
here.
So Virginia can vote right now for
so it's just
president.
whoever's in the room is voting.
Pretty much, yeah, whoever's in the room.
But you can nominate people who are out of the room.
Correct. That's how we did it last time.
Yeah, because I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time y'all nominated. So go ahead and give Virginia post-it.
I did it for president.
Is that the cup for president?
Yes, that's the
Okay,
cup for president.
so I'm just missing Virginia's, oh no, let me press it down.
Pass it down.
You want to try that? Good enough. So yeah, as I was saying, so you have Jaime Steele and Myra. Jaime has said, from my point of view, he is very active. He's been, since I've been around, he's been Jaime.
Yeah, I don't wanna vote.
But in regards to Juan Alaman and Juanita Fontaine, I have not met them.
And Lynn just said that she doesn't want president, and Naracela doesn't want any officer.
Right now, I'm
And
not in the
JJ said
position
doesn't want the
of
presidency.
president or vice president.
But I
And
feel
then you
like
have Alex that's gonna join us too.
I kind of feel like we
Nice to
can't,
meet you all.
like, even though you don't want it, I feel like you can't. I just don't feel like we said, like, no, I don't want to do, I mean, I understand you're stepping away, but
For me, I can't because I'm already president of Texas Master Gardeners, and it would be a huge conflict of interest for me.
I think the positions that
It
do
would not be a
have,
conflict of interest.
yeah, the only ones
I feel
that,
like it would. For me.
the only ones that, the
so then
positions
we
would
that are
actually
are the
on
ones
be
that are
board,
eligible to be president, people
So-
who are new and me.
the positions that I think are a lot of work are the president, of course, you know, you can't miss, well, you can, but, our previous president never missed a single meeting. Yes, he might have missed events,
This
but
is
he
a
never.
big responsibility.
Yeah,
we
he
have
never
to-
missed a single meeting. He was active in other ways. And then a secretary, of course, is going to be taking care of the minutes. So pretty much,
Yes, Monica?
I do everything on Google Docs. So if you just type up the minutes on Google Docs, and that's it. The parliamentarian just make sure everybody's following Robert's Rules of Order. Vice president pretty much just steps in when the president's not around. And the treasurer is probably the busiest one, because it also depends how busy you want your treasurer to be. If you all want like every detail on how much you spend on every event, then that's where the treasurer has to come in during office hours and sit with me and work on that. So that is the busiest to me. That's who I'm gonna see the most, the treasurer, because that's whom I see the most.
Is anyone open to taking on that role?
I would for that one. I think it would be fun.
Treasurer?
Okay. So president here, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, that one's
president's
a,
there.
okay, this is my president, okay. Pres, okay, here's for vice president, guys. How many do you need? Five?
Just need one.
I'm just gonna get one.
Here you go.
This is good for who?
Vice president.
Yeah, that's for
Yeah,
vice
whatever.
president, pretty easy job.
I know. Look at me, huh? I've done every position.
Okay, so your president will be Monica, guys. So don't vote for Monica as vice president. So Monica is.
I was gonna say, I think you should tell us who's president first before we write down.
Yeah, Monica
Yeah, that was
is.
probably a good idea.
Monica is president.
Okay. Well, I haven't already written.
And you guys want my opinion on each board member? I can tell you if you don't want. Like I can tell you what I
Well, that would have
think.
been great, like 10 minutes ago.
I think you guys chose a good president.
I recused myself
yeah.
from
Well, she
I
was
think-
out of the room.
Yeah. I think you guys
Well,
chose
she
a
would
good
have said something
president.
because I know she said that.
Because Monica, how I said, she knows the behind the scenes. She's
Yeah, she's
sat with
been,
me.
she's worked.
I think
on it.
she's ready to be president.
Yeah,
That's
she's
what I
been
said.
with me since the beginning. When I first started KLB, she's been a volunteer. Just as Jaime from a volunteer to sitting on the board, Jaime did take it a step further as being, what's it called? Sponsor. And then, Roland doesn't count. I've never actually met
So mean.
Lauro, but I know that Lauro has a background working with environmental, and I like his background where it comes from. From what I know or what I've seen, he's dedicated. We have Virginia. I know she has a little busy schedule, but she still tries to be there when she can. Laura is also there as much as she can. I know half of the time, though, she does have to represent Coca-Cola because Coca-Cola is one of our bigger
I'm
sponsors.
making a custom shirt, half and half.
You half-breed, you.
Yeah.
No, you know what I've learned this
Uh-huh.
week that my boss has been on vacation? That I have more people to support me to represent when I have to be with KLB.
Well, that's good.
Because I'm building that team.
So, one
They're
of you
working with me
president, by the way.
today. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna start.
That's excellent.
JJ, I think
Court.
JJ's very knowledgeable. JJ knows a lot of stuff, but I do feel like maybe he needs to know a little bit more of where KLB comes from, which you should maybe meet with Lynn. She's the previous director for KLB. She was a director for KLB for 10 years, 13 years. So anything that, and if I have any questions, this is who I go to.
And I'll always be here for anybody.
Yeah.
Because this is my baby. I gave birth to
So Lynn, I still go to Lynn for many questions, many things. There's stuff that I maybe already learned, but I need to double check. And this is who I go to. Graciela, I love Graciela. Graciela's super active. I know that she's been very busy, but I really like Graciela. Like she hands on, gets dirty. She has shown up to mostly every event. Erica, I know, is also very active. Same thing, Erica and Alex, when they commit to something, they commit to it. You know what I mean? They don't have to see it maybe 80-90%, but they'll be there. So that's just from what I know from you guys. So vote based on
Monica, congratulations.
Congratulations,
You are president.
What are you voting for now?
Vice president.
Okay,
Vice
okay,
President.
yeah.
Well,
Pass
at
those
least we
papers
took the
around.
burden for you to be treasurer, so.
Oh,
Somebody else is already looking into that, so. I promise you, I'll get more involved into it as soon as I can she's here. And,
It's okay, I just tried. School is very important.
What are you doing at this point?
I was working for the state, but they're required, so now I have to redo my life, so I'm trying to, transactions. Thank you. I got that one. That's when I was running for history. But it is what it is. No, but my boss is not still like good.
I need a sticky.
You have to be done.
Give me a sticky. What about a sticky?
Oh,
I
I
mean-
want stickies. Can you pass them to Lynn?
We should get like one of those
saw
litter
you.
pictures
I know.
and just-
That's exactly right.
Can I have them too? Still have this.
The
Oh,
stickies.
thank you. Never mind.
Okay.
Got them.
Okay, well, I don't need to finish counting. The other one, your vice president is Laura Perez.
Nice.
I shouldn't have said anything.
You brought the good vibes right in, baby.
Laura, we know you can do it.
Okay, now Secretary.
Okay, secretary, guys, please choose wisely. This is the person that's gonna be assisting with writing our minutes. Secretary.
Yeah, I'm gonna take half of your congratulatory message.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Save paper.
It doesn't get any more environmentalist than this.
I should have done a phone next time.
But you still get the
I
student.
should have printed ballots. It would have been easier.
I was trying to get everything in though. I forgot to prepare for it from our meeting. But I'll worry about that when we get to it.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so this is treasurer. I mean, we're voting for secretary right now.
Right.
Okay.
It's in the bucket.
Okay.
I thought I'd get ahead. Well,
Mm-hmm. I'll let you put it.
Thank you.
Here.
I'm coming. Yeah.
It's just in case you need one for the next one.
This is the time that I've been working, not even before that.
Yeah.
oh, I've been
Oh, sorry. I think you needed
We
it.
got a few before we pass them along. Do you need them or not?
No.
I'll send them over.
No one's anything to write.
I got stuck in there. Not a good feeling.
Sorry.
All right. We all have a few already.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is the secretary, right?
Yeah. That's it.
How do I see my papers now? Okay, Erica is your secretary.
Yay, Erica.
Good, good. That's good choice. Hey, I used to be the secretary for LULAC.
Oh, if you could do that,
Yeah.
this is a piece of cake. Oh my God, do that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think we like the alliance here.
Oh, I don't think so.
I was the president. like that's how easy it was.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so now treasurer. I'm gonna pass this down.
We already have a volunteer.
Loud.
JJ.
So those of you that have the binders that say if they say treasurer, pass it down to your new treasurer. I mean to your new. Sorry, if you have the president binder, pass it to your president. If you have the vice president, pass it to the vice president, and secretary gets their binder.
Over here.
While you all are voting, everybody's gonna have a binder now, so y'all to keep your stuff in there. You can take it with you if you'd like. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, because I know
Here you
some
go,
people
Mom.
sometimes lose their stuff. Go ahead and take your binders with you. I don't mind, that's what I got them for y'all to be able to keep track of your stuff. Thank you, then. No,
I'll go here.
So if you're sitting at the
that
table right
Tricia?
now, please make sure that you have
Tricia.
a
How you
binder,
doing?
everybody, even you, Alex.
Okay.
De una vez.
An extra one.
Okay, you can tell Alex, please.
Is this is number 2?
I gave you the.
This one doesn't have a name.
Okay, that's
I have everybody's treasure vote.
I'll be right back.
This one doesn't have a name, so it just says number 2.
Yeah, if it's only for, if it just has a number, then you're just a board member.
Only if it says something, you pass it to this person.
After this, will elections be done again in December?
No, we're just gonna, I think it's just best if we just, hopefully everybody stays till December 2025. Yeah, I think it's good if y'all are ready to come and roll. Unless you guys like politics and want to vote again. Yeah, but of course, next time somebody does leave, if somebody does leave or they are out, we'll
peg
just
them
vote
down.
We'll just vote for that one position. But I just feel like president's a big position,
Yeah.
that definitely needs to be moved, especially because that person had been a president for the longest time. Okay, so JJ is your treasurer. And last but not least, y'all are voting for parliamentarian, and the people you have left would be Myra, Virginia, Graciela, Alex, or Laura for parliamentarian.
Who knows Robert's Rules of Orders?
I think half of y'all should. Y'all.
Do you want
By
that?
memory?
Not by memory.
Should
No,
I
not by
know?
memory.
Yeah, I
No,
do know them,
but I-
by memory.
Sure, yeah.
JJ.
We
I
should
did
have it
provide,
here, so we
like,
can
we
read
have
them.
like a, I think it's in the binder, is it?
Yeah.
Or I think I emailed, like, just a quick
Overview.
overview, yeah. Overview. And pretty much that everybody is, just following bylaws,
Yeah.
okay?
Or by law,
It's
so just-
his job.
It's
But now-
basically
I've done it for a
following
few
Robert's
months.
Rules of Order.
Yeah, it's just making sure everybody's following Robert Rules of Orders and our bylaws. And everybody should have bylaws in their
Fine.
binder, so I'm hoping we put that in there for you all.
And if you like, Ruby can email you the bylaws, that way you can have them on your
I
phone.
did,
Oh, you did
I
already?
emailed everybody
Okay.
with bylaws.
And we have them here as well.
Yeah, so y'all have that there.
We don't have the rule of order here, but
She might have-
down is easy to get.
Yeah. Emailed, just to be sure.
So, do we have parliamentarian coming around?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby. Here you go, baby.
Thank you. I have everybody's vote for parliamentarian. Yes?
Yes.
Guys, real quick, while I read this, please send me your photos if you haven't done so. Website wise, and it'd be nice to put photos of you guys of our new.
I sent you mine already.
Yeah, I have, I know for sure I have
Who's
yours.
working on that?
Huh?
Who's working on that?
Nobody. Me. Maybe. Right now.
Are you
it's-
volunteering?
I have no idea how that works.
What's
I
it
can
called?
barely turn mine on and off.
I
Yeah,
hear
right
you.
now.
I'm not very tech savvy.
You don't have an
Ida,
intern right now?
I don't have an intern. Ida's last day was on Thursday, so Tammy was already working on getting me a new one. Administrative assistant, that position won't open until October. So right now it's Ruby being the IT person and the accountant and everything pretty
Wow.
much.
All the
The
hats.
usual,
So if
yeah.
you know anybody who's looking for a position in the city, it'll be opening in October.
Oh, wow. Everybody voted for the same person? Virginia for par.
Congratulations, everyone.
Okay, we have our officers. President Monica, Vice President Laura, Secretary Erica, Treasurer JJ, and Parliamentarian Virginia.
Oh, JJ, you don't know what you signed yourself up for.
Right, Monica?
You volunteer, we just made it official.
Now
You
we
said you were interested.
You threw it out there.
Yeah, you threw it out there. It was good. Very good, JJ. Not too many people are that brave.
Yeah, I know accounting very, very well.
Well, there you have it. It's right up your alley. Speaking of alleys, we have the garden program. Tell us about the garden program.
We ended up not doing it. Yeah.
Hey, Liz, just out of curiosity, are you gonna accept the nominations and like make a motion for the acceptance of the nominations?
Oh,
Very good, JJ.
Yeah.
So happy
Wow.
you're here.
Yeah.
Okay. We presented the slate of officers. I
Oh,
need
she's
some,
in your binder, Virginia.
I need,
The part, binder.
I need somebody to, oh, that's right. I need somebody
Well,
to
he just
make a
called-
motion off the floor. So,
I call a
JJ,
motion.
JJ's making the motion to accept the officers as nominated from the floor. All those in favor? Oh, no, I need a second. I'm sorry. Second, Graciela. All those in favor? Aye. Everybody's an aye. Did you get it?
Sounds like name.
No, I didn't. I forgot how many are voting members. Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 out of 0.
Got it?
I forgot about that.
It's okay. My mind's elsewhere as well.
So the approval of the minutes was 0 out of 6, right?
Yes,
And so then this one is 0 out of 7.
yes,
Are we recording your meetings?
yes.
Yeah. As a secretary, so make sure you write that down.
Okay, now the garden program. Let's go back to
So
the garden program.
it was supposed to be a partnership with environmental, and after having a meeting with environmental and the board, I just don't think we're ready for it. So we decided not to do it because the program was supposed to start in August.
Okay. All right. Fundraising.
Fundraising, if y'all were still wanting to do the fundraising or not.
Did we have an initial meeting for the fundraising committee or no?
I think we were gonna talk
We
about
were
it in
gonna
the
talk
planning
about it
committee,
in the
but
planning committee.
Y'all did.
we did?
We did?
Yeah, right, Monica?
What?
Y'all talk about fundraising?
No, not
I think it
really.
was just you two that
Unless
were
I
here.
didn't-
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Okay.
the original intent of the group, fundraising was always on a back burner because to fundraise, you have to have a core of membership for it to be successful. You have to have a core of volunteers that are going to go out into the community, request donations, request monies, request, if you die, will you leave everything to KLB? I mean, there's all kinds of fundraising. There's many different kinds. The group focuses so much on community events that it would be difficult to take and develop a core unless you start signing up people and develop a membership base. People pay their membership fee, they come in and they serve on a larger committee, so to speak. So then you have a core of volunteers. And I'm gonna give you a for instance. Your 4-H groups, for instance. Your 4-H groups, all the moms and dads and kids are there. That's your core. They come in and they don't necessarily pay a membership fee, but they're committed to the program. Our group, at least while I was here, maybe Ruby's seen something different, but while I was here, there was no commitment on a yearly basis so that you could plan around the number of people that you have. So if you say, we're gonna sell raffle tickets for a $5,000 grand prize. Okay, well, who are you giving the tickets to sell? Who's tracking that? How is that taking, I mean, you know, there's lots of little things that belong in fundraising. And I don't think the structure of this particular group is set up for that. Other groups, junior achievement for instance, they all bring to the table X number of dollars as a board. I don't think our board is ready to commit $1,000 or $5,000 to the group. And I never saw it in the past either. It says nothing about the group. It's just the way people see things. This is a group about community service and commitment to the community itself, which ties into our events, our cleanups, our beautification projects, going into the schools. We volunteer for those things as a board. It's real important that we keep what we're doing right now and continuing it, because some of the things we've even had in the past are not happening. And those things, it takes commitment from the community. And I'm going to give you a for instance. We used to run a Green Santa program. Green Santa would go into the schools dressed as a Green Santa, read to the kids, leave a book behind on the environment, and then leave behind with the children for them to plant a butterfly garden. So they'd get 1 pound of wildflower seed, which was, it was all about pollinators. So that 1 pound of seed, the science teacher, or the librarian, or whoever was connected to the environment would say, we're gonna plant it. And so they would plant it, and then they would be able to have an outdoor classroom where they could actually study pollinators and be able to feel like they understood the stages of a butterfly. They understood why the bees fly around flowers, etc., etc. So those are things that we should continue to do, because it's those things that connect our children to the idea of a clean community keeps our environment thriving. As long as we have trash, we have illegal dump sites, those things don't benefit our community any, not even through economic impact, because dirty communities don't attract businesses. So it's important that we focus on those things that help our community versus trying to figure out where are we going to get our next dollar. Because we have a budget. As long as we work within our budget and we get what we need, we still get donations, because we get them through places like Coca-Cola, we get them through a variety of places, H-E-B, Target, I mean, they all help us. The idea is not to drain our community either. We don't want to make people go, here comes Keep Laredo Beautiful, because they're going to ask for money. You know, people want to say, oh, here comes Keep Laredo Beautiful. We want to help them. We want to make our environment a better place. And so that's my feeling on fundraising. I didn't do fundraising. I wrote grants, and I was a fetiche to people that could help us. Coca-Cola was one of them. Great sponsor. Thank you, Laura. It's real important that we remind ourselves what our actual agenda is. And our agenda is to keep our community a clean, beautiful, green place. And it's hard to keep Laredo green. So that's where our focus should be. Preventing litter, making sure our stormwater drains and our stormwater areas are clean, because that all ends up in the river. The river is where we get our water. And there's nothing that needs to be said beyond that. So that would be that is my feeling on fundraising. And I belong to a lot of groups that fundraise. So I know fundraising inside and out. So again, it can be part of your program, but if it is, I would say you really study it real closely and determine exactly who's going to be buying your tickets. Who's your market? What are your demographics? What kind of monies are you looking to make? And are those monies going to be put to the program's use and not be decided at a later date? Well, we don't need to give you money because you already have money, because of everything you've collected. And I'm talking about that coming from our city government, because our city government has been wonderful in assisting us. Without the city, our program wouldn't exist, I can tell you that, because our community is filled with lots of different groups that are doing similar things. In addition to, our community is also filled with lots of agencies that are helping children. And when people have to catalog who they're going to help, they usually start with helping children. That's their goal, most communities. So the warm and fuzzy kind of takes over the hot and sweaty, which is what we are. So just, that's my opinion. Go ahead, Laura.
Well, last time, we spoke about how we were gonna talk about fundraising to the planning committee. When we met, I did some homework, and so my idea of the fundraising, I like the idea, I think I voted in to talk about it. My idea for the fundraising part, because I know we have the support from the city and we don't wanna lose that. But my idea, that I think I brought it up, was to maybe have a scholarship, maybe a student scholarship that goes to someone that is studying environmental sciences, right? Or any other
Right.
type of science related to the environment, any science. So when I think like when we spoke about the planning committee taking care of the fundraising, bless you, was more of putting events together to fundraise than selling tickets. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we're not, the 10 of us or how many we are not gonna sell thousands of tickets. That's
Right.
not gonna happen. I can barely sell my daughter's choir tickets, but what I thought and some ideas that I got when I was trying to come up with ideas, because I didn't make the last planning meeting, was more like, it's an event that benefits our program, but we're fundraising at the same time. One very popular events that are happening now are pop-up shops. So one of the ideas I got was, hey, we're gonna charge you for a parking spot or a spot, a booth, and we're gonna do a huge garage sale. That people like, it's a trend now, people like thrifting.
Yeah, it's trash and
I like,
treasure.
yeah, so you pay for a spot and you come and sell your treasures to other people.
Right.
So that also keeps things out of the landfill,
Okay,
right? Because you
definitely.
make, so you're
It's
paying for your
recycling.
spot and you're
Recycling.
selling, and whatever you make is yours, but we already made our money to selling those spots. And I think we could sell 20 spots, not that many, right?
Yeah, we used to do
And
that
so-
at the Civic Center
So,
years
already.
ago.
So, events like that, I think is what I was going towards when we spoke about fundraising. Like, hey, this event that we're having, it's a cleanup, but we're gonna be doing this at the same time. And you can purchase a spot or
Yes.
different things, and they're gonna go towards a scholarship program that we are initiating. It's not necessarily has to go to our spending budget, our
Right.
That's what I was gonna
statement,
mention.
but towards something that is gonna go back to the
Community.
community.
I agree. Scholarships
To
are
our
great.
scholarship, it will be we get
Yes.
volunteers, because you're gonna have to write an essay and tell us what you're doing.
Mhm.
Tell us what you're doing, goes into the scholarship program, and I mean, we're gonna get, with that, we're gonna gain monies, we're gonna gain volunteers,
And awareness.
we're gonna get awareness. People
So,
know about it.
My question for you would be, who would handle those monies? Because any monies that get deposited to the city account,
It's like money that's up for grabs, it's not really ours.
yeah,
Really?
so.
Oh, really? I
Like
did
we
not know
have
that.
our, so we get a donation, it goes to our donation line item gets moved to our reserve account, and our reserve account and gets moved into line items that we use.
Mhm.
Isn't that why we
But-
have the endowment as well?
We do have the endowment, but that's what we would have to sit down and look into. So if you would have to find someone in the board that will be in charge of that endowment, but I know the endowment collects money, so I don't know if we'll be
Yeah.
just able to
pull it out. Hey, I want to pull out. I'm not sure how it
So
works.
can
but I want
we
to pull it out right
create
now.
another line on the budget and say, hey, this is money that's gonna go into this line?
No,
And that's
I
gonna
wouldn't
be used
recommend
for
it
that.
through the city. I would say it would have to be separate. It would have to be something that the board handles. To me, it would be better.
And the board can't
Separate.
start its own bank account?
Yeah, that was my
I
question, my next
don't
question.
know, I could look into it. I mean,
It's
it
a
would because
501c3
it,
kind
or what you could
Yeah,
also do.
exactly. My 501.
You could also do is get that one sponsor that'll donate the, let's say, $5,000 scholarship, and for them to write that check just to,
For scholarship.
yeah, to
See-
whomever. You get me? That would what I would suggest. I
You don't
wouldn't.
wanna do that, cause then they won't get the benefit of the tax deduction, the tax.
Yes, yes, they
Incentive.
can. They can. They can still do it, but it still has to run through the city. You
Yeah.
have to create a line item that's scholarship only.
Mhm.
And you know, you've already decided, we want to do scholarship. So you've got a scholarship line item that goes directly into the scholarship line item. And then the only thing that it can be used for is scholarships.
Right.
And then I would highly recommend, right along that vein, if you're doing that, never give a check to a child or their parents. That check goes directly to the school they're attending. And then that way they have a balance for their books, for their tuition, for whatever the case may be. So then you don't have to be worrying about, well, did it really go to their education?
And then I would have somebody, whomever handling if it would be your treasurer, handling those monies during that event, making sure
Yeah, you're
that
tracking the line items.
yeah, that
Yeah.
that is being taken care of. Because I wouldn't just let anybody,
Right,
take-
oh yeah, no, definitely, it will need, definitely planning and put it in
But
writing, this
adding-
is exactly what we're, so that, I just wanted to share
Yeah.
what
What your vision was.
did, what
Yeah,
my vision
that's-
was,
and that's
right?
good.
Okay,
That's
but
very
another
good.
thing to remember, any event takes
Money.
funds. So that means any event you add, we will have to remove from our calendar year. So it would be removing an event, let's say Arbor Day. We'll remove Arbor Day and put in your fundraising event. Because we barely have funds to cover these events we're doing. So if we're adding another event, we have to take away an event. I mean, luckily we have our steady sponsors that have been able to keep around and, that
But
are
isn't that
interested.
also, apart from scholarships for fundraising, didn't we want to raise funds so we could do more things? I
It's
mean,
just-
because then you're
I
just
think
gonna get stuck
if you
doing your
guys-
same 10 things every
Well,
year.
If you guys
But-
look at your calendar, we have a real busy calendar compared to any other affiliate in Texas.
The reason we have such a busy calendar is because we don't have the weather situations that other affiliates have. We're always hot. I mean, I'd be in Washington DC at conference and I'd be getting phone calls about events. And they're going, why are you doing events right now? It's dead. Everything's, and I'm like going, not down there. We're hot. We're still working. So yes, there's a very fine line there. And it's always easier to plan your year ahead and know what kind of monies you're going to need for each of your events. Your events are always going to be similar. Because your mission is very simple. You can take and add creativeness to it and change things up, but when people get used to Arbor Day, they want Arbor Day. They get used to Earth Day, they want Earth Day. So that's the reason that they kind of always snowball into the same type of events. But I think what you all really need to focus on is making sure you plan a year ahead. Because planning, and I would really recommend having a workshop and planning 5 years ahead. Stop planting full-grown trees. Start planting seedlings. Not only do they cost less, but the likelihood of them dying is less because they don't have to have the water that a full-grown tree has or a 2-inch caliper, 3-inch caliper tree needs. The bigger the caliper of the trunk, the longer you're going to have to babysit them while they're in the ground.
I think the reason that they park suggested bigger trees was because I think a couple of years back there was a tree planting and a lot of trees got stolen because they're easy to steal when they're
Well-
smaller.
Well, yes, your oaks
Yeah.
and things of that nature, but if you're planting
Native.
tepenuate, I mean, they're not gonna steal those.
I would.
If you saw one, the only thing you would think is it's all full of thorns. And it's not until it becomes a tree that it's actually beautiful.
Yeah.
But those types of trees are the ones that grow and we don't have to have massive water on them. And don't get me wrong, oaks are native, they'll grow. They just grow very slow when they don't have water on them. But the native trees will grow well. And if you want to see native trees, travel through Heights and you will see full-grown trees that you think, that's out in the monte at the ranch. But once it's full grown, it looks like an oak, but it's not. And that's also knowing your trees, I guess. But it's like there was a 100-year-old ebony tree that got cut down near downtown. And it devastated me because I thought it's 100 years old, we should be celebrating this tree. But it was easier to cut it down than to maintain it. And it was on private property. So it got cut down and I just thought, oh man, it's like, I mean, Austin celebrates their 100-year-old trees and we cut ours down. So really we need to be focused on taking care of what we have, and as we plant, determine exactly what type of tree we want where. And native trees are definitely good to have because again, no watering.
So, back to fundraising, I'm still kind of surprised that we don't have our own bank account and that we're so beholden to the city of Laredo. What do other affiliates look like around?
So every
the
affiliate's
country?
different. Yeah, every affiliate's different. Some are strictly nonprofits. Some are tied to the city the way we are, because we are a city-funded organization. So any funds come from the city. We get a budget from the city. I'm an employee of the city. We are literally in a city building. The city pretty much pays all our bills. So if I want to go to HEB and buy oranges for a meeting, let's say, I have to go through a process, create a requisition, get the PO, and all of that goes through city accounting. So our money literally comes from the city. The city allocates funding from us, and that funding comes from stormwater fees that environmental collects through our, what is it called? What's the bill? The,
Clean water.
no, it's the,
Stormwater.
Give me some time.
it's the trash bill.
It's
It's that one.
The
Right?
The stormwater, no?
But the stormwater fee, but that
it's
was in
it's from the stormwater fee.
Yeah.
It
So
goes-
all of that, so pretty much our monies come from city taxpayers. You know,
So
like,
if
so-
we were to use our funds, like you said, for these events that we're putting up, can we just reimburse you from our profits and just keep, from the money we make and keep the profits and refund you? Refund that bank account for when we use, let's say we're only gonna need tables and chairs, let's just say. And so this comes from you and the labor, or whatever
Well-
expense that occurs.
Okay, so like if we're having an event in city property, that's city property. Anything gets rented out. Trash cans, those get rented out to any nonprofit.
That's why I'm asking, because you
Like-
mentioned that,
Yeah.
so we have to pay for that. So
Yeah,
I say
so
we
like-
use city property, so we're gonna get a bill. So out of the money that we make for our fundraising event, we pay you back, so we don't lose our budget for other events, but keep our profits.
Like,
That
and
go into, like,
since
how we're
we
saying
are
our
part
bank
of the
account.
city, the city doesn't necessarily charge us.
It-
But if they were, our
you wouldn't
bill,
be able to afford it
our bill, yeah,
That's-
we wouldn't be able to cover our bill because we're talking about like
because you're talking
a
about
lot.
hourly wage for
Yes.
all the parks people,
We
all the
did a breakdown of
environmental
that, and like
people.
one event costs like $40,000.
There's,
And that's
Yeah,
not
there's no
including
way.
staff and materials and your trash
and that's
cans
the
and your-
reason that it's
Yeah.
not a standalone 501c3,
Uh-huh.
because our community as it is underserved.
So how do we pay them?
We don't, because we're part
Is
of
it
the
from
city.
our budget? Oh.
No,
So since
The
we're part
city
of the
pays
city,
them
the
from their
city
budget.
will, the city pretty much waives our fee because we are part of
Right.
the city.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think
It's
we
hard
should
not
like,
having that support coming from other nonprofits. It's hard not having that support.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and I was gonna say that there's another whole good thing about not having your own bank account. You don't have to worry about five-finger people.
Yes. So you know for sure that anything that is being purchased and there's
There's a whole
6
process.
other people
Mhm.
that are,
I've already overseen it, make sure it's
Yeah.
going through the proper channels.
Process.
Yeah, it's a big
There's-
old process.
And another thing, Ruby's a one-person staff. Well, 2 when she gets her person, and then 3 with her. I didn't have
2
staff.
and a half.
I didn't have any of that. I was a one-person staff. So, as a one-person staff, having your mind divided up into so many different sectors becomes a nightmare for the person running the program, because you're constantly having to be vigilant you're vigilant for every line item you have. But if you've got money in terms of cash, you're going to have to be keeping track of that too. Even if you have a treasurer, because there's a checks and balance for everything. And without a checks and balance, you worry. And so, coming from, my whole life has been nonprofit, literally. I've worked nonprofit, I've volunteered, I've done every single thing in nonprofit you could probably do, except sell my soul. But,
Well, you kind of did being involved with everything.
so yeah, I did sell it, very cheap too. It was free, but my husband didn't like that. But anyway, that being said, it's difficult because you want to do the best job you can, but having those worries behind your mind sometimes is detrimental. And I'm just going to give you a for instance. Here you have a treasurer. With my boards, because we had multiple people changing all the time, there was nothing. I mean, we're truly and literally, we didn't have a treasurer position at all because the city ran the monies. So I like the treasurer position now and how they evaluate each of the events, because that gives you that gives the whole board an idea of what's actually going on.
Right.
And it's not coming from the executive director. Like I would tell everybody, this is what we did, this is what we spent. And for them it was like, okay, that's your job. It just didn't matter. But having somebody on the board doing it, it makes a difference, because then each of the board members is actually seen and they can ask questions of the treasurer, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a good thing that's occurred.
So it seems that we just need to remove fundraising from the.
Honestly, I wouldn't be able to handle another thing. Remember, as Lynn said, the person goes to meetings. I'm the person who goes to the site visits. I create the meetings, I create the site visit, I do your calendar, I take care of the board, do your social media. I'm everything.
Right.
And honestly, adding that is just another thing that I wouldn't need an intern or an assistant in charge of doing, or myself. That's just another reason why we don't have a PayPal or anything like that. Previous to me, Blasita had PayPal, but she had it under her social security. That's another thing too, linking,
and
that's her personal.
Yeah, and that can turn into an issue, because if you get audited by the IRS, they're going to say, well, you received $16,000 through PayPal. Where is it?
Yeah.
And then she has to explain, oh, well, it wasn't me personally, but that doesn't really fly, because it's kind of like, well, no, then your group should have developed their own system.
Yeah.
And it is difficult, that, I mean, with the technology we have now, it sounds so wonderful. Everybody just sets it up and I, you know, I don't, and I'm not tech savvy, so I don't know. Maybe there's a way around that. I don't know, because I've never researched it.
Can we
that-
find out,
Okay.
oh, sorry,
Go ahead. No, go
Can we find out what are the parameters for the endowment as far as deposits and withdrawals from that?
We
To
should-
understand it
Yeah.
better and have an idea before we make a decision on fundraising?
So they just emailed me a new, we're working on a new contract for that, but we're waiting on a president to be on board to help with that. So the president will have to sit down and look at this endowment and figure out more of what it is. Jean was looking at it, but now that Jean's not around, they had to change, some of the signature
People.
lines, yeah, on there.
Yeah, I think it would be great for us to understand that, and that instead of depositing into city funds, it goes to the endowment, and we make an agreement on a yearly basis, we take out $1,000, whatever it is that we wanna give as scholarships, or give it to the intern, give it to someone who has been hands-on supportive to the organization, and that's where our money is going. If we do a fundraiser based on what you said, or sell plants, I don't know, do something fun for, as a fundraiser, it goes to the endowment, which is part of KLP.
Yeah, and they don't have to be separate from the events that we already have. Like you said, we could be a separate booth that we're selling something, or
Make the Esperanza, I think I mentioned this last
Even like
time.
Kelby Awards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make the Esperanza situation based like what I did in Arizona. We would have ticket sales to go visit the gardens of the people that had the beautiful gardens, and the ticket was a map. And you know, of course, people can share it on social media, whatever it is, but
Right.
some people still who want to support will buy that ticket,
right.
and they go to different places and
Well, instead of a home show, you have a garden show.
exactly, that's
Right.
exactly. And so it was a real successful thing.
What is it yours?
Only the front. Nobody can go to my backyard.
Yeah, but I think we should get those, like an understanding that we had endowment, so Monica, have fun,
Right.
but let us know.
and I can help. If I can help you, you know, understand it as well.
Sure.
I
Monica,
say,
what about like your point
What
of view
your
coming
opinion on this?
being a treasurer? Like, what do you think when it
I
comes to
don't wanna have
fundraising?
anything to do with money.
Like when it comes to fundraising, like
I'm not a fundraiser. I don't like asking for money. I don't like selling tickets.
I'm
I
just
don't
like
give them to me.
Monica
I
also.
buy them myself.
I
too.
think I think
And
it's I
she
think
knows,
Well,
like, I
luckily,
always
it's on
pay
me
for it.
now.
I think as I mentioned before, instead of fundraising, we should focus on getting
Sponsorship.
sponsorships,
Exactly.
sponsors. You know, different
And grants.
yeah, there's different businesses out there that haven't, you know, that we haven't reached out to. We try to reach out to as many in different events, and we've had good support from some, but secure sponsors that we know like every year has been a part, such as Coca-Cola, Uber Freight. We have Cynthia Electronics. We have Andy's business too, and I mean, any little thing that they've helped out with throughout the years has been help. And I think maybe securing sponsors is the way to go, because it's only a one time. If you can, hey, you know what? Maybe you can't get us the money, but like Magnolia and LG Nursery, every once in a while will donate a tree. You know, stuff like that. Like any little thing is good.
Yeah.
And that helps. Even food for one of our events, we spend lots of money on food, especially with like an event such as Make a Difference. That is the
You all
hardest.
eat well.
Yeah, that is the
I'm
hardest.
sorry, and I'm gonna say this because I think it's wrong. Your volunteers are out there to work. They're getting community service. If you serve them a hot dog, that's what they're eating. It's BS that they're going, we want fajita plates. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. And then on top of that, they're getting double hours? That's wrong.
Who's getting double hours? That's great.
Tammy U gives 40, so we try to match, and 50 for team leaders. So I think that is always the hardest thing for me, getting funding for food for volunteers. So that's maybe something like maybe getting more restaurants involved.
I'm saying, hey, McDonald's was great. I never had a kid
And-
complain about a hamburger.
Anybody that has joined me in a Make a Difference or
Exactly.
a big event follow-up meeting or a meeting, the students do get a little, they suggest what they like and they don't like.
Wow.
So we try to accommodate our volunteers as much as we can.
That's it. And then if you ask yourself,
that
what is
shouldn't
wrong with the world? We know. Everybody's entitled at the age of 3.
So instead
Well,
of
they
talking,
should be charged for the food. Eh?
I would just get chips when I was younger and I was happy with chips.
It's
It was
a,
a snack.
the kids will be happy with whatever you give them. When you are asking them for their opinion, well, of course they're going to give it to
Of
you.
course. But
They're
if
going to
let
tell
them
you,
know,
and they're going to go
we
for the
already
big.
give you
They're
this,
not
we
dumb.
already give you
Reach
extra
for the
hours
brass
and-
ring.
That's a different organization that handles that part of that.
so
But we all treat it like as
So
partners.
we remove,
in
we said no
regards,
for the fund, sorry guys, cause,
You're
it's
stuck on the
6:40.
fundraiser. It's okay. We're
Yeah.
good.
I
We're good.
So,
say,
if-
excuse me, let me-
go ahead.
I say it's a wonderful idea from my part, but it will be way more work for all of us, and I think we're barely managing here. Like, look at me, it's kind of like I want to do more, but my plate is so full, and I know I'm not gonna be able to commit to that. So I don't know
Right.
how everybody's gonna feel, and I know, it's gonna be more. Monica is saying it right now. She's like, I think it's gonna be a lot for her as well. And I don't know, that's my opinion.
My suggestion is make what you have right now
Uh-huh.
stronger.
Exactly.
Let's work on what we have. Let's work
Yeah.
on securing our board members as well, keeping a good board. We just brought in a whole bunch.
I think
and
we have a
said
lot of
to-
work to do
we
now with
lost.
what we have.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's focus on what's already on our plate instead of before we start,
Mhm.
Maybe a topic that
That's-
we can revisit later on as
maybe
they get
revisit-
stronger.
Table it for
Can we
later.
modify the action item instead of
Yeah.
fundraising? We modify it to understanding what we have, which is the endowment, and getting the parameters of that.
Yeah.
And then next time we can discuss fundraising or at another.
Make that a
time.
motion,
Okay.
JJ.
I make
So
a motion
motion,
to
yes.
understand the endowment and having the parameters in regards to the do's and don'ts.
I'm gonna second.
For garden program, I put no motion.
That's right. Well, it's
Or garden
dead.
program is
It's
eliminated,
moved.
so.
Moved, okay.
Eliminate
It's
it.
moved.
Okay, cool. I'm still very nice like
If it's Parliament, you can table it out.
So since you all don't have a core group of members, how do you all get volunteers or reach out to the community?
Usually we work with Tamio, most of
Well,
them.
no,
We don't have a
we
permanent group of volunteers, it's just
Once you
whoever
make
wants to
it
volunteer
public,
for
It's like
whatever
event
event.
volunteers.
We might get repeat volunteers, but we don't have a core group of volunteers.
Like,
For
we don't have a
example-
yearly meeting that says, everybody who's,
We need to have
worked
a
with
table.
KLB, come join us.
Yeah.
To have a table and have people
It's-
come in to volunteer. and-
Well, we do.
Well,
We
because
have,
we only have
a
Ruby,
volunteer
we don't
sign up.
have like a
But
volunteer coordinator.
people like you, but they think it's just, it's just for this event I'm checking in. But how do we talk to them like, hey, join us in all these events as are coming
I
up.
do, but I
come
guess
in.
what they do is they just email them every time we have an event. We
Yeah,
just capture
so
their
I have
email.
a list of
Very
volunteers.
possible.
But most of the time, you're going and like, if we're doing, for example, like when we did something in Father Magna Bowl, well, you get more the
neighborhood.
community, the neighborhood, the schools, and when we are pushing out our emails that we're gonna have an event, we focus on those schools in that
Demographic.
area.
Yeah, that demographic.
And you're more likely to get them, and which is what we've gotten. Luckily now, there's a lot of organizations that are focusing on sustainability, and that has been our group of volunteers that we.
So that's what I'm saying. We have event volunteers. We
Yeah,
don't
we
have
have
committee
It-
volunteers.
Well, it goes back,
Like-
volunteerism has changed over the
We
years.
needed volunteers for the
Volunteers in the
for
old
the
days,
up the highway last month.
I'm gonna say the old days, like 40 years ago, when I came to Laredo, I was all about volunteering. That's all I did. My children were in school. When I dropped them off at school, I went to go volunteer everywhere and everywhere. And I did that. I was committed to my groups.
Right.
But it has changed because women work. women is, sorry guys, women's the core of most volunteer movements. But it's not anymore, because now volunteerism is not a year-long committed ideal. It's now event-oriented. Well, I'll
Right.
volunteer at that event, because, you
Well,
know, in
it
the
changed
spring.
when the schools made it part of it, made it part of,
Yeah,
That.
the schools, you know, they're
doing just for,
Our
some are
committed,
committed and
Yes.
some is just for
the thing is
our
that
committed volunteers have become board members.
that's,
One.
it's just,
That's usually
honestly,
what happens.
that whole commitment with the kids, I also feel like as adults, the kids no longer want to do community service, because I already did my time.
Exactly.
And what are we doing to our children?
Yeah.
We're running them away from being adult volunteers, and without volunteers in the adult world, you know, we slip behind, because everybody's brain power is being used. And let's face it, more heads together, the better the process. Unfortunately, it's not happening right now.
So JJ motion.
Yes, JJ motion, we need a
Please
second.
second.
Graciela second.
Sorry, guys, I sometimes forget that I need to do this too.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's Thanksgiving.
It is what it is.
That was for the.
Okay, do we have any discussion, any more discussion? All those in favor of understanding the endowment instead of doing fundraising, understanding what we already have?
Yes.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Yes.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
And for fundraising, I know, it was brought up because of the city, right, wanted KOB to do fundraising, or no? No?
It was like a,
It's a
Well,
complete
that's
different.
That's it, yes.
it's, they prefer we don't, like, honestly.
Just always remember, guys, and this is coming from somebody who likes to overanalyze everything and overthink everything, and that's not me. But you can always understand a situation better when you stop to think about whose agenda is being presented. And people will tell you, I don't have an agenda. Everybody has an agenda. We all do. Not all agendas are, you know, bad. Not all agendas are good. So always remember, think about, that's why it's important for y'all to know each other. Meld, get to know one another.
When's the board retreat?
Huh?
When's the board retreat?
When's the board?
Yes. It'd be good for December.
But truly, it is important to have retreats. It's important to have workshops, just the board. And you can, and Ruby can call Keep America Beautiful. They'll fly in and they'll present. She can call the state will come in to present. So you don't just get it from us, because I mean, you know, and none of you know who I am. So I'm just some woman telling you something. But truly, there is something to be said for knowing the people you work with. And
We can go back to no events in December, so maybe we can focus on like a training.
you do
or
need to
retreat.
focus on the building of,
Yeah, because now I feel like we used to
Of the
not
board.
have a December event, and now the past 2 years we have, and December is a good time to be able to get everybody together.
well,
Get some of y'all
yes.
trained and understand things better.
And it's also a good, time, yeah, the person who used to have cookie socials.
Yeah.
It's a good time to bring everybody together that you've worked with throughout the year, and bring those people in for holiday fun, and where they feel appreciated and they're receiving their candy cane for the year, and you're telling them, we can't do it without you, thank you so much. That makes a big difference to sponsors. And it makes a big difference to the media, because you want to appreciate the media too. Because granted that, you know, everything's all social media now, but not everything is. People still watch the news. And, you know, the old person at home that's stuck
I'm
in
trying
their
to figure out
chair
who's
like
watching the
me.
news.
I'm sitting here going like, I want to know what's going on in the community, and I go to the news.
Who's listening to the radio? I need to know.
I listen to the radio still. God, don't make me feel even older than I am. But yes, so it's important. We have to appreciate the members of the community that stand by us. And December's a good time to do it because everybody's in that same mood. Everybody's in the appreciation mood, everybody's in the thank you mood, and everybody's in the party mood. And so it's a perfect time. So during the day, you have one day where all day it's nothing but drop in and have a cup of cocoa. Well, maybe iced tea here. But drop in and have some cinnamon tea with Santa. And Green Santa can hang out for a little while. Again, it's important that as a group, you stay focused on the mission too, because sometimes the mission gets lost.
Yeah.
And the mission is important. And I'm going to say one more thing. I'm not going to be on the board much longer, but focus on developing ordinances that help us, because we can take those ideas, those policies that we have in mind, take them to council and ask them, let's make sure all the dumpsters in town have a fence around them.
You're still with that.
Just keep,
She wants,
I'm
until we
telling
give
you.
it to her, you guys
I'm
stop
with
working
her.
on
I'm
it.
don't
with her.
understand.
I'm with her, but you see, she's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
she's still with it. You know what? I'm just.
And you're only gonna push it, we can get it done.
Hey, I came back to the board and I finished things that I wanted to finish, but it's the
She
truth.
came to make sure I was doing the job
Yeah.
right.
Honestly, I know people in the dumpsters think it's funny. There's just certain parts of town that have tons of dumping around a dumpster. And if the dumpster had an enclosure,
It will look,
it wouldn't happen.
yeah.
Because they wouldn't be able to stack anything in there. So that's the importance. When you have that space, it's all just thrown there. And again, and if we're gonna have dumpsters exposed, then let's talk to the people that own the dumpsters and say, let's paint them and make them pretty. And take our school children, our art classes, let them go and do the painting. We still haven't painted utility boxes.
No, I think somebody's taking that initiative.
Good. It's an awesome one. So I think that those are important things, because those are the small things that people will notice.
Exactly.
Every time you're at a stop sign, what do you see? Big ugly box. There's the stoplight, there's a big ugly box under the light. And it would be so pretty if it had a butterfly on it, or a turtle swimming in the ocean. And to be honest, it's an opportunity to educate our children as well.
We need to do more art stuff. I totally agree. I don't think we've done much this year.
So, okay, shall we move on?
Yes, staff
Okay.
reports.
Go ahead, baby. Affiliate activity report.
It's a long one, guys. I'm gonna let you all take a look at it, and if you all have any questions, go ahead and ask. There's a typo. It's supposed to say June, July, August.
Is the date on that 30th, is that what you wanted me to do? The time of your team leader workshop?
Yes, please.
At what time? At 3? So?
Yes, please.
But it's a presentation or?
Yeah, so I'll pretty much we already have a presentation. I'm gonna add one more thing, which is the stock audit, the litter survey. Because actually I had a webinar today with KTV and they're gonna give us kits. So I'm gonna request the kit, and like that we can also do the litter survey. But there might be a change of location. So I just need to add that and update that. But it's pretty much ready, and we can go over it together. Okay. So yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the other wanted me to make sure I selected somebody that was going to be committed, and I chose you.
Are you gonna write a Women's City Club grant?
No.
It's free money.
No, it's not. want to see that right now.
I know. She rather not, you see? Coming back to the
I
fundraising.
know, I totally get it.
It's, I mean,
Believe
again,
me.
but you're gonna expect something, I mean, you're expecting something in return.
How about the area foundation, Laredo Area Foundation? I know that.
That's the endowment.
Yeah, that one,
Oh,
that
okay.
one.
Yeah,
we
that's
do-
the endowment, the Laredo Area Foundation.
That one we do apply for.
No grant is free, by the way.
No, never are. But there are ways to work around things. And I know Ruby's saying I don't want to sell tickets because Women's City Club gives you tickets to sell. But you just need to know a couple of people who know how to sell. I mean, because it's not, I mean, this last year it was 60 tickets. It was a lot. Yeah, that was a lot of tickets.
I only lasted a few months. I
Are you
got
allowed with Wings as well?
my friend invited me, but that's another story for
Yeah.
another day.
I've been in it since 1987.
I was
Maybe when
8
I
years
retire,
in,
I'll
and
do
so I
it.
said, you know what, give me a break, give me a break.
That's what I thought, but it's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I mean-
just to get away from home, I'll do it. Once again, when I retire. That's in like 40 years.
They announced, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, the next one then. I
Okay.
So anybody have any questions on the activity report from these past 2 months and a half?
No, ma'am.
Anybody
Not
have any
myself.
questions? Anything that we did? We're good?
Everything's good. Okay, LMT Reader's Choice Awards.
So we, out of the four things, we won 2. We won Best Civic Group and Priscilla won as Best Volunteer.
Yay, Priscilla.
Did they announce
she
those
is
already?
great.
Yeah.
They did. So we won Best Civic Group, and I had a note, and I don't have it with me yet, who won what. I think Best Nonprofit went to Pillar, and Best Place to Volunteer, I don't recall. But it wasn't us. And it wasn't the person I was competing with.
Oh.
Personally, in my end, I guess.
See what I mean? Agendas.
I wanted
We all
to
have
win.
them.
So we want those 2, and it's good, and I'm so happy
Because
for
we don't
Priscilla,
have
because
colleges.
No, she's
Priscilla's
been
been
dedicated.
with me since the beginning when I first started
She's been
KLB.
very
She's been very dedicated in outside in events and in the office, and and she doesn't even need hours anymore for school. She just does it because she enjoys it. So I'm glad she got that. She definitely deserved that.
Okay, litter hunt cleanup.
Oh, that went awesome. Kids loved it. Right, Monica? It was beautiful. I love
They do.
events like those, and we had a great time.
And the kids love it.
Yeah.
And they remember it.
Those
And-
are those during the week in the morning, right?
Yeah. Yes, that went really well. I said Monica was there. She helped us out. It went good. We got sponsors for that. We had Coca-Cola and Toyota Laredo that helped sponsor that.
Esperanza Awards.
It's supposed to say KLB Awards. So it's, so that is going well. We do need some volunteers, but I'm gonna meet with the committee one more time before our next board meeting. I mean, before there's a board meeting, and then there's Esperanza Awards to see who's gonna help with what, because I know we do need several volunteers. Just a quick update for those, only one person was able to join me that day. I do need you all to RSVP. If you plan to be there, please RSVP. I want to make sure that we have enough food to feed everyone. Okay?
Okay.
So please, RSVP. It is going to be outside in the, if you've ever been there, in the Cascadas. That's what they call it, the Cascada area. Really beautiful. Huh? Well, yeah, it is.
It's like inside the barn.
But it's
on
not-
the-
yeah.
But it's on side. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
what-
inside. Yeah.
Before the big barn was there?
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, that was the- that was-
Yeah,
the
that
place.
or Los Árboles. So we're having it over here where the waterfall is. It's gonna go really good with our KLB being outside. So that is, and we have.
How many tables are you gonna have?
think it's 8, and I think we agreed on 13 tables. Currently, I only have 50 people RSVP'd.
I know you only said one link, since we're getting, but can I bring more people?
Yes.
Like
that-
my volunteer, I just don't want my boss to go.
Yeah.
Like
no,
I want the people that actually
That worked.
volunteer. I know he volunteers too, but I wanna.
As we mentioned in the thing, I said I want you all to bring
Okay.
as many as you can, or whomever, not as many, but whomever you want to bring, in order for them to see that we do appreciate and we do thank everybody that's there with us, and every once in a while you might just get something in
Okay.
return. And for them to just enjoy dinner, enjoy their being with us and getting to know KLB.
Okay.
So yes, go ahead, if you want to RSVP again,
Yeah.
go ahead and put that there. I just want to make sure that we have enough for everyone.
And so
Okay.
you
I
have
wanted
the
to ask you
centerpiece.
before I invited them,
Yeah.
because I have a meeting on Tuesday, but I can bring it up.
Yeah, our centerpieces are the plants that are being donated by board. Those are our centerpieces. We're
Okay.
just doing plants.
Okay,
So we have like 40 some pots, and half of those are for awardees and the other half are our decor.
okay. But that's why I'm asking about plants, because I can cut my cactus. I mean, I've got stuff I can trim and I
Yeah.
can,
I still have
I
mine
think
from
if
last
y'all, yes, if y'all have anything, start trickling in here like that. I can start doing the final count and see how many I'm actually missing.
okay.
Okay, so if you have it, bring it. I need to figure out if we need to go rip out some more plants somewhere.
Hey, I'm a pro.
And from the quotes for the meal, who won or
Oh, we're getting clementines. Clementines, yeah. Really good. Everybody liked it the first year we were there, so. And everybody would give us our vegan plates because we have 2 very lovely vegan people that we like to have there, and we want to make sure we accommodate them as well.
They
The
make
one-
a good pasta. They do.
I don't remember
Is
what
it
they're
you
giving
want
them, but it's
Is
good.
it you want better?
For what?
The vegan?
Okay, so our National
Yeah.
Cleanup Day.
Oh, I'm not judging it.
That's on November?
No, National Cleanup Day.
September
14th. September 14th. So I need to know who's gonna be able to go. So I can assign you a task for that day.
September
14th.
14.
Is it?
So
weekend?
Graciela,
Oh, yeah,
Monica.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be on the weekend?
I knew I had something.
Saturday?
Yes, it's Saturday.
Okay, yeah.
Are you gonna go as,
Oh, we're doing something? Coke is doing something?
you guys are donating drinks?
Wait, when is the pool? That's the December one, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but we sent you the request for September 14th.
Did they
too.
approve it?
I don't know, Elida sent the request.
Ah, okay.
But if not, get with me. because
I'll
we
check.
don't-
I'll check
okay.
tomorrow.
Okay,
But
please.
I'll go as like the board, but
Okay.
yes, because I have it already in my personal
Okay,
calendar.
okay, LP, yeah, pues.
Yes.
Okay, Erica. I'll do
Here
that.
we go. Friday, I'm sorry, I'm available too.
Okay, so now, okay, so I'm gonna give you all, I'm gonna try to not use city staff on this one. Well, I am gonna use city staff, but I'm not gonna use too many. So I'm gonna try to see who can, I need people who help check in, because remember, once again, we don't have.
Where is this one at? Mecklenburg?
No, Dryden,
Where's that?
Dryden Park. In
When
the
you go
south.
towards 83,
That's
you know, kind of where the
okay.
Pizza Hut is, across the street, you go down. It's kind of. it's-
Sounds like fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty trail. It's real pretty. That's where the Bat Bridge
It's
is.
not
Like where it connects.
Yeah.
Right by Chaplain Creek.
Yeah, it's on Chaplain Creek.
So
It's a
at-
nice place.
At Dryden, we'll be doing a cleanup, and Tommy, you will be doing a mural. Oh, and then we'll be painting the parking lot. Yes.
it's in the morning, 8
Yes.
to 12 or?
7
to
30, yeah, 7 to, yeah, because I wanted to do it earlier, because it's, to me, that time's still a bit hot, in my opinion. So, yes. So I have Monica, Graciela, Laura, Erica, and Lauro,
I can probably help you out.
and JJ,
I can help you.
and Miss Nava. Okay.
Make a Difference Day.
Let's revisit that one.
Like,
Okay. Forestry grant and Arbor Day.
that's going great. We, everything's great with that one. Amazing. I have nothing much to say. Everything's gonna be good. Everything's pretty much ready for that one.
Okay.
Working on finalizing tree
That's the
quotes.
one in November, right?
Yes. November 9 at Independence Hills Park. That's the one that we got the $16,000 grant for.
That's an awesome park.
Yeah, oh, I can't wait
We're
for to
doing
see what
trees
trees.
there?
No,
'Cause it doesn't
I know-
have any
I know it
trees.
doesn't have any trees.
It needs trees.
Yeah, definitely. So we're putting in 130 some trees.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I'm excited
Are you-
to put trees
They
in.
got rid of the beavers?
No, beavers are at North Central. I don't think there's any beavers there. There's no trees to have beavers.
Well, that's why there's no trees around the pond. The beavers took care of them.
Where
No,
is
I haven't seen
it?
it.
Which part?
Independence Hills? Yeah.
And los
It's-
presidentes.
Yeah, it's over off
I'm excited for
that
this.
area there.
We
Yeah,
don't,
that's a
visit,
good
we
one.
don't visit that area. Well, I haven't really visited that area much, and I'm excited to have something there.
It's there's a big rock patch there that's filled with fossils. So it's fossil rim, and it's really cool. Okay, KLB Day.
That is also going good. Mine's going good. We ended up getting as you all saw over here, the activity report, we got a $5,000 grant for that event. From our Texas by Nature grant. Yes.
Can you
So-
email me the application for Master Gardeners? I got it in paper, but then I'm gonna mess it up, so.
Okay.
Can you just email it to me?
Oh, yes, for the booth, right, for the
Yeah.
setup. So, in regards to that, we are also still waiting some confirmations for booth setup. Cause I want to be able to have everybody that's gonna join us in the booths put their logos on the flyer. So I'm just missing their confirmations in order to have them on the flyer. I wanna be able to have all our partners there. Cause besides the tree planting, we'll also be having the booths and to showcase what everybody does. So that's what I'm waiting on that. But as soon as I have somebody here in the office, that's when I think we can officially confirm whoever's remaining to confirm. I know we have 4 or 5 confirmed at the moment for booths. And I think we're hoping to get at least 12, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And after we have that, like those, we cannot add any more. Cause it always happens that after we send out the flyer, people wanna bring, yeah, cause that happened in Earth Day and it's happened to me before as well, but that's it, like that's who we have. We wanna have enough room for
We're
people
gonna
to
bring
walk as
Santa.
well, you know? And to have Santa, because planning to have Santa, we wanna have all this stuff. So just, if you all do know of anybody who would want to do it, let's put them in right now. And
Okay, our next meeting,
that's it. What are we in?
we're in August, that's September,
Yes, let's get back to our normal schedule.
first Wednesday.
Yes, September 4th. If everybody's fine with that. September 4th?
Yes.
Okay, if you have any items that you'd like to bring up for the next meeting, please email Ruby and let her know. Unless you know what it is right now. Perfect. Adjournment?
Motion.
All right, Virginia. JJ was happy.